Hello, 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 and welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am Skip LaCour. So glad you're joining me. When you come on, say hello, hello, hello. That's our Workouts for Older Men Live greeting. I'm taking your questions as long as you need me here. I'm here to answer your questions. We can just hang out. Again, say hello, hello, hello. When you come on, tell me where you're watching me from. Let me know if you're watching me on YouTube at Skip LaCour, or you're watching me on Facebook at Workouts for Older Men or at Skip LaCour page. All right. Tell me what you need more of. Tell me what you want to see more of. I want to help you get to that next level. Pete, hello, hello, hello. Great to have you here, sir. Pete, I'm on Facebook. Yes, you are. All right, guys. Any questions? Anything? Been posting a little bit of perspective for older men, motivation for older men, attacking life head on. Now that we're a little bit older. Hello, Brian. Good to have you here, sir. Kenny. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you gentlemen are doing well. Let me know if you're joining me on YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, Again, I want to answer any questions that you might have. Do I have everything covered? Do I post enough? Do I have everything covered? Let me know. All right, I want to do that for you. You know what? I'll tell you is that sometimes I'm looking on social media and I see all the fitness influencers. They're talking about everything but, and sometimes I can see why. Right? Talk about fitness, the same old stuff. I come in here, hey, I'm ready to answer your questions. We get a lot of hellos. Um, hang out. I think you guys are enjoying hanging out here when you get the chance. But no fitness questions, right? Kenny, need more of my wife chasing me around the house, feeling my muscles. Need more of that? Daniel says, always appreciate your content, boss. Well, I am here for you. It's all in here. It's all in here. Um, I'm posting all day long. I'm giving you the things that I think you need. What you tell me you need when I actually talk to you on the phone with my one-on-one coaching calls, but now I'm here to answer your specific questions. It's always great when I can get in discussion. Sometimes I watch some of these videos that I shot, and with you asking the question, it's like I'm watching. I'm thinking, I answered that like it was the very first time I answered that. I don't mean like I stumbled around. Is that I was able to connect with you and say it like I answered that question for the very first time, um, when I probably answered it 5,000 times. And so that's good. That's what I love is connecting with you, knowing I'm helping you and not just talking to a video camera. Right? Do you help guys that want to train people kind of like what you do? Um, what do you mean, like coach people, Daniel? You want to know how to be a coach like this? How I do this? What's my formula? I'll tell you what. If I wanted to, if I, uh, i- if I wanted to help people on the internet, all right, I just love helping people. I wanted to earn a living doing it. Um, yeah, Daniel, here, why don't you text me right now? We'll talk right when I get off the phone. Right. So, but I'm going to tell you the truth about this. All right. Anyway, if anybody's interested in one-on-one coaching for any reasons, go ahead. Um, but yeah, Daniel, go ahead and text me your phone number. All right, we'll talk right after. All right. Uh, and if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, there is my cell phone number. You can text me right here. But talking about that, so um, I've been doing this for. I've been working out for 33 years, and my story was probably like a lot of you. Um, I was just filled with this Holy Spirit. I loved it. It quickly became part of my identity for a lot of reasons. I entered a first show, drug-free bodybuilding. It was brand new. It wasn't quite competitive, and I won my first show. I was 28 years old, so I wasn't like a spring chicken. I'd been traded for 13 months. Um, and I had a job, and I really didn't think about it, too much. I loved working out. Didn't think about doing it like I'm doing it 33 years here later, and think somewhere along the line, I had so many people coming up to me, and I would just do whatever I can to help them. Probably I was doing it more for me than for them, right? It was just I was just so excited about it. Then it turned out where I really was creating some opportunities, meeting a lot of people when I went to the gym. Uh, a lot of people wanted to not to be a personal trainer, but that like to help them like with nutrition and things like that. I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. And then my job, it wasn't what I set out to do. I worked very hard, 15 years. Um, for a grocery store chain, worked my way up, was like the youngest manager chain. I mean, worked a lot of nights and weekends to get to manage position. Then I set my sights on how can I make a living doing this. And this was before the internet, right? And then coming onto the internet, like I said, a lot of freedom, a lot of connection, using the world, but it's competitive, right? You can't just be really good at. There's a lot of business element to all this that I don't think fitness people. Um, it's a small person. You got to be good at what you do, but really, if you want to really help people, there's a whole business type of professionalism, more like a teacher, that a lot of fitness people don't really get. And sometimes it's a challenge, for me even. But a lot of reading, a lot of studying, a lot of observing, and it's you definitely should get somebody to help you do all this instead of going by just what you think, because there's a lot of things that are counterintuitive to what you think to make it work, not just for you, right? Because you got to be good at what you do, but more than that, you got to make it worth your time. And to get the value that you need, you got to put out an enormous amount of value and know how to do that. It's funny. It's like, so I've been all these years having to do it like my life depended on it. And so, my wife, now that the kids are a little bit older, is kind of going online. She was a fitness competitor and was a personal trainer. And I just, in a lot of ways, she's doing what, it's service minded first, but it's just not going to work in business. And so here I am through the school of hard knocks, and she's just, you know, doing it what seems like the right way, and I get it. But okay, I got you, Daniel. I'll text you right out afterwards. Right. Let's see here. Let me answer some of your questions. It's a good question, but I'll tell you, it's not for the faint of heart, and uh, you actually delivering great information with great energy, training, nutrition, transforming lives. That's just a part of it, right? To make this work. So I'll definitely tell you about it. Um, Andre, greetings from Brazil, Mr. LaCour. Do you have any recommendations about how many sets per body part in a week training that you should perform for to maximize hypertrophy? Great question. Um, I have a video. Let me find that video. I'm gonna link you over on Skip LaCour. I'll go ahead and answer the question, but I really that question gets asked a lot. Took a time to really explain it the way I do um, in about a 15-minute video or so, where I really wrote a script, really thought about it from a lot of different angles. Like I said, so I'll go ahead and address it now, and at the same time, you can watch this video just in case I miss anything. All right. So, everybody has certain goals. This is what I would advise is that what can you do that's sustainable? like I said, just say you're really ambitious and you want to build as much muscle as possible, and you're willing to work out 6, 7 days a week for 2 hours. You got to think long term. You got to think long term. Do you really have 6 or 7 days for maximum hypertrophy? Will you have that, 6 months from now, a year from now? Because you want to create a way of thinking and doing that is sustainable for you. So I don't know how old you are, but if you're a little bit older and you have got a lot of responsibility, can you spend that much time in the gym, even when you are really ambitious? 4 or 5 days, 45 minutes. See, I would start with what you can do in a sustainable manner, and then you get that power and that understanding of what it takes to get the most out of every rep, every set for hypertrophy. It's just breaking it down to how to maximize your efforts every set, the weight, the reps, the form, feel, execution, mind muscle connection. Because a workout is just a series of going for it. Progressive overload. It's the set all by itself, and it's connected. Whether you have 12 sets, 15 sets, 9 sets for that body part, whether you do it once, twice, 3 times a week. So it's really what you do in that combination that makes it how many times a week you should train it for your goals. To blanketly say, oh, you should do it 2 times a week or 3 times a week. Everybody doesn't train the same, right? And people think, well, do they really train the same? They about lift the same weight. I do, I don't know, 6 to 8 reps with 60-pound. Does somebody else train more than that weight? Well, I'll tell you, sometimes in a workout of 15 sets, it's 5 sets that one person gets 1, maybe 1.5, 2 more reps over 5 sets, 10 more when the other person has set the weight down, believing that he's at failure. It may be 5, 6 reps difference when you're really pushing yourself over a workout, especially when you get to higher levels. That makes all the difference in the world. That example number 2, the one who gets those 5 or 6 reps over a course of 15 reps more than the other person, that's a gigantically different animal, even though it seems like 4 or 5 reps, 4 or 5 reps more under those conditions. He's a lot more efficient. He can get the same amount of productivity, maximum hypertrophy, with the same amount of sets and exercises and volume as person number 2. So it's just not, you know, training it once a week or twice a week. There's more that goes into it. All right. Especially when you get to those higher levels, especially when your standard is, hey, you're not asking me, hey, how do I build muscle? Well, I would say overload, right? But you're asking me for maximum hypertrophy, and that isn't easily definable. All right. And that's so watch that video, and in addition, what I talked about, and see if that's helpful. Do I prefer increasing weight with a 60-second break, so starting from your heaviest weight and working your way down with 15-second breaks with one warm-up set, of course, to prevent injury. Um, you know, uh, do I prefer that? I wouldn't train that way. All right. Let's just talk about rest between sets, and let me pull that up too. Let me I took again. I've taken the time because I know what you're looking for. I know what you're working towards, and I know where the confusion is. So, taking the time to talk about these different factors in maybe more detail than 10 or 15 minutes, because I know you want this badly. So, let me just find this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just one of the elements that you talked about, Andy, and it's about rest between sets. And so, I just posted a link to that. So here's the thing about rest between sets. What is your goal? Is it hypertrophy, overload, building muscle, hypertrophy, right? So, um, You could rest 15 seconds or 30 seconds, or you could wait as long as you need to get 100% of your strength back so you can get those 1 or 2 reps. If your goal is like 30 seconds, I mean, that's a training style to go from 1, don't rest that often. But how is that making it more productive? Right? I mean, is it because you're pushing yourself by doing it without much rest, right? When you're going for hypertrophy, that won't be necessary. This is style of training. It feels good, but what's the reason for resting so short a time? If that, a lot of different guys think that they're burning more calories, it's going to burn more body fat. That isn't it. It's more challenging. Well, maybe. All right. So, um, doing the intervals of 15-second rest or 30-second rest, I wait as long as I need to get 100% of my strength back. Of course, I am not going to spend so much time resting that I lose my form, my tempo, my groove, my concentration, get me out of sync, right? Get distracted. But I want to get 100% of my strength back because it's getting, one of that one more rep over a couple sets that can make the difference of your workout. I hope that's helpful. All right. And warming up, talk about warming up a lot. One set, is just one warm up set. Is that enough to really be physically, mentally, emotionally ready to do the overload challenging sets? Because anything less than what challenges you to the next level, that's kind of a wasted set. I mean, it's not like you get zero value, but it's the ones that challenge you that make a workout productive, right? So all these type of things that seem subtle makes all the difference in the world when you decide how many times I'm going to train that body part to get maximum results. Everybody doesn't train the same, even though there's a workout and a schedule and exercises and numbers of sets, even the number of reps and the frequency. Everybody doesn't apply it the same way. Hello, 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 Robin. Great to have you here. Patrick said, you've been a great influence and inspiration to me on my fitness journey. Deeply appreciate it and all your knowledge on fitness and training. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. And thank you for taking the time to tell me that. I appreciate it. Mike, how are you, sir? Hope you are doing well. Hope you're doing well, sir. Give me a text. Let me know how everything is going for you. So Andre says, I go to the gym 3 times a week, usually to perform a full body workout using compound exercises. That sounds like a rock solid workout, Andre. I can definitely support that. I usually do 3 to 4 sets per exercise. The last set perform to momentary muscular failure. Okay. Tim says, sorry I'm late. Just left the gym and the grocery store. Greetings. Leg day today. My favorite. Seriously. All right. Great having you here, Tim, on Facebook. Jamie, been doing your workouts have been really made a difference for me. Awesome, Jamie. Great having you here. You're welcome, Andy. Hello, Ruben. Great to have you here, sir. A lot of great questions, a lot of energy here. Thank you so much. All right. You asked some great questions. I hope you can watch those videos and get a little bit more in depth, fill in any gaps, or get to hear it again of what I said during this video. But a lot of great questions that I know will be helpful to anyone watching this video, even in the replay version. Right. So that's going to do it for this Workouts for Older Men Live. Let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Have a great day.